The Beatles were a British rock band formed in Liverpool in 1960. The group consisted of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. They are widely regarded as one of the most influential bands in the history of popular music, and their sound and style continue to have a profound impact on modern music today. The Beatles released numerous hit songs and albums throughout their career, including Please Please Me, A Hard Day's Night, Help, Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and Abbey Road, among many others. Their music spanned a range of genres, including rock, pop, folk, and psychedelic. In addition to their music, the Beatles were also known for their style and cultural impact. They became symbols of the counterculture movement of the 1960s and were influential in promoting social and political change. The Beatles disbanded in 1970, but their music and legacy continue to inspire and influence generations of musicians and fans around the world. Led Zeppelin was a British rock band that formed in London in 1968. The band consisted of 4 members: Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham. They are widely considered to be one of the most influential and successful rock bands in history, and their music continues to be celebrated today. The band's name was suggested by Keith Moon, the drummer for The Who. Moon reportedly said that the band would go over like a lead balloon, and Page modified the spelling to lead to avoid any confusion with lead as a metal. Led Zeppelin's first album, simply titled Led Zeppelin, was released in 1969 to critical acclaim. The album featured some of the band's most well-known songs, including Good Times Bad Times, Dazed and Confused, and Communication Breakdown. The album was a commercial success as well, reaching number 10 on the US Billboard 200 chart. Despite their success, Led Zeppelin was not without controversy. In 1972, the band was sued for copyright infringement over their song, Dazed and Confused. The lawsuit claimed that the song was based on a song of the same name by American folk singer Jake Holmes. Led Zeppelin settled out of court and gave Holmes a writing credit on the song. In addition, the band faced criticism for their use of occult imagery and themes in their music. This was particularly evident on their album, Led Zeppelin IV, which featured a number of mystical symbols and references to the occult. Tragedy struck Led Zeppelin in 1980 when John Bonham died of asphyxiation after drinking heavily. The band decided to disband, and they have not reunited for a full tour since then. In 2007, Page, Plant, and Jones did perform together at a tribute concert for Ahmet Ertegun, the founder of their record label, Atlantic Records. Despite their relatively short career, Led Zeppelin left an indelible mark on the music industry. They sold over 200 million records worldwide and are widely regarded as one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Their music continues to be celebrated today, and their influence can be heard in countless other bands and artists. Led Zeppelin was a band that captured the spirit of their times and created music that continues to inspire and resonate with people today. Their legacy is a testament to the power of rock and roll, and their music will continue to be enjoyed for generations to come. One interesting fact about the band Queen is that their hit song, Bohemian Rhapsody, was almost never released as a single. The record label executives thought the song was too long and too unusual to be a hit, but the band pushed for it to be released and it went on to become one of their most popular songs and a classic in rock music history. Bohemian Rhapsody is widely regarded as one of the greatest songs in the history of rock music. The 6-minute track, which was released in 1975, is known for its unique structure, operatic sections, and iconic lyrics. However, it may come as a surprise to learn that the song almost never saw the light of day. When the band presented Bohemian Rhapsody to their record label executives at EMI, they were met with skepticism. The song was over 6 minutes long, which was considered far too long for a single at the time. Moreover, the song's unconventional structure and eclectic mix of styles, including rock, opera, and balladry, made it seem too risky to be a hit. The label suggested that the band release a shorter, more radio-friendly song instead, but Queen refused to compromise. They believed in the artistic merit of Bohemian Rhapsody, and insisted that it be released as a single. In the end, EMI relented and released the song, and it went on to become a massive hit, reaching the top of the charts in the UK and other countries. Despite the initial skepticism, Bohemian Rhapsody became a defining moment for Queen and helped establish them as one of the most innovative and influential bands of the era. The song's success also helped pave the way for other experimental and genre-defying rock acts, such as David Bowie and Kate Bush. Today, Bohemian Rhapsody remains one of the most beloved and recognizable songs in the history of rock music, and it continues to inspire and delight fans around the world. The song's enduring popularity is a testament to Queen's boldness and creativity, and a reminder of the power of great music to transcend genre and convention. The Rolling Stones were formed in London, England in 1962 and are widely regarded as one of the most successful and influential rock bands in music history. Their original lineup consisted of Mick Jagger, vocals, Keith Richards, guitar, Brian Jones, guitar, Bill Wyman, bass, Charlie Watts, drums, and Ian Stewart, piano. The band's early music was heavily influenced by blues and rock and roll, and they quickly gained a reputation for their energetic live performances and rebellious image. They scored their first hit single with a cover of Chuck Berry's Come On, in 1963, and over the next few years, they cemented their status as one of the most popular bands in the UK and around the world. In the late 1960s, the band's music evolved to incorporate more diverse influences, including psychedelic and folk music. They released a string of classic albums, including Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, and Sticky Fingers, which are still regarded as some of the greatest rock albums of all time. Tragically, Brian Jones, one of the band's founding members, died in 1969, but the band soldiered on and continued to produce hit music, touring relentlessly and pushing the boundaries of rock and roll. Over the decades, the Rolling Stones have become known not only for their music but also for their iconic image, which includes Jagger's distinctive voice and stage presence, Richards' virtuosic guitar playing, and their overall rebellious and sometimes controversial attitudes. The band has sold over 200 million records worldwide and has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They continue to tour and perform to this day, and their influence on popular music can still be felt around the world. AC/DC is a world-renowned rock band that was formed in Sydney, Australia, in 1973. The band is known for their high-energy performances, electrifying guitar riffs, and hard-hitting lyrics that have made them one of the most successful and influential bands in the history of rock music. AC/DC's founding members were brothers Malcolm and Angus Young, who were joined by vocalist Bon Scott, drummer Phil Rudd, and bassist Mark Evans. With this lineup, they released their first album, High Voltage, in 1975, which included hits such as TNT and It's a Long Way to the Top if You Wanna Rock and Roll. However, it was their sixth studio album, Back in Black, released in 1980, that cemented their place in music history. The album, which was recorded as a tribute to Bon Scott, who had passed away the year before, features some of the band's most iconic songs, including Hell's Bells, You Shook Me All Night Long, and the title track, Back in Black. Back in Black has sold over 50 million copies worldwide, making it one of the highest-selling albums of all time. The album also marked the debut of vocalist Brian Johnson, who replaced Bon Scott as the lead singer of the band. Despite the tragic loss of Bon Scott, AC/DC continued to release hit albums and tour the world, with some of their other famous songs including Highway to Hell, Thunderstruck, and For Those About to Rock We Salute You. The band has sold over 200 million records worldwide and has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.